real quick to get on my soapbox a little bit. I want to make sure you guys are aware of my thinking on hymns. I hear it so often when people are discussing the question of hymns or modern music, and it kind of came up a minute ago with the old people service versus the young people service, which usually the difference is music style that's sung. And so I've grown up and inhabited both of those worlds. Like, I know a lot of hymns and I know a lot of modern music, and I've played a lot of hymns and played a lot of modern music. And the two things that I kind of repeat to people often, and things that I hear often repeated, people who are just down on hymns and think that we should just let them go, almost always bring up the fact that hymns are just bar songs that had the lyrics rewritten. You hear that a lot. And it's true that some hymns were tunes that were repurposed from bar songs. For example, A Mighty Fortress is Our God. A mighty fortress is our God. That's Martin Luther rewriting the lyrics to a bar song. Sorry?
It makes it more interesting.
Yeah. There's some other revival hymnists who did the same thing, but that is the vast minority of hymns. I hope what you've realized by us doing this is that the vast majority of hymns were written by hymn writers or poets, and that was like their job, and they actually thought about it. It wasn't just like bar songs, which is how a lot of people who are hoping to put down hymns tend to paint it. The flip side, in favor of the modern music, a lot of people who are just all about hymns and hate the modern stuff talk about how repetitive and self-centered and shallow modern music worship songs are. And what I generally say to that is, have you read a lot of hymns? Because the hymns that we have that we remember are the good ones. But if you flip through a hymnal, there's a whole lot of really crummy, repetitive, shallow, bad hymns that are just not very good songs. It's just that the ones that have survived are the ones worth singing. And the same thing is true of some modern worship songs. There are ones that we'll still be singing in 10, 15 years, and there are a lot that we'll just be forgetting because they're not very good songs. They're shallow, weak, repetitive, don't say a whole lot. So I just want to, I'm hoping that by this you achieve some kind of balance in that whole argument, that you hear those sides a lot, and there's merits to each side, and I would hope that you don't end up on one extreme, like we should just be singing hymns, or we should just be singing modern music. It's like, there's things to be gained from both styles, and there's people writing good music in both genres.
People also writing hymns?
Yeah. The Gettys in particular, Keith and Kristen Getty, we sang one by them. It's the one that everyone knows really well. In Christ Alone. In Christ alone, my hope is found. He is my light, my strength. That's a hymn. I mean, it's got generally a hymn is one that has a lot of lyrics. If it does have a chorus, it's a fairly straight refrain that the focus is on the words in the verses that follow some sort of a pattern and common tune. Whereas the modern chorus or worship song, the emphasis will be on the chorus and will be on the bridge, and the main point will be repeated in the bridge and the chorus, as opposed to the main point in hymns is usually repeated in the verses. Anyway, so just my little soapbox. I heard it like 2 or 3 more times this past week. I was like,
we only call it the old person service because a lot of the younger people are in Sunday schools or just don't really get up.
Gotcha.
So
that wasn't a slight on you guys calling it the old person service. Yeah. I get it. That actually wasn't what I was thinking of when I said it came up 2 or 3 times this week. It was other things that brought it up. So anyway, hopefully when somebody says, "Oh, hymns are just repurposed bar songs," you can mention some of the hymn writers that you've been learning about throughout the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Or that too. Prayer requests?